right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. In this particular video, we're going to be touching on this video that you see on your screen right here. And I'm not going to make this too long. It's going to be a short video. But I want to show a prophecy that came to pass, man. A prophecy that jumped straight off of the page. They asked Iran, America is a superpower, so why do you mess with America? Iran's spokesperson says, we are a superpower too. And this right here reminds me of Joel 3, 9, and 10. And let's read. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And in this case, Iran was one of the weaker nations that America would bully. Okay, North Korea as well. North Korea has gained nuclear capabilities. Now America doesn't mess with them. Now Kim Jong-un, the president, prime minister, whatever his name is, supreme leader of North Korea, is threatening to nuke America and to help Iran. All right? Don't forget, North Korea has nukes and they chant death to America. They have museums of America being destroyed. But why isn't Trump focusing on them? I tell you why. It's because they beat their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears. What does that mean? Plowshares and pruning hooks are agricultural tools. All right, you cultivate the land. All right, so instead of that, they're going to start spending their money and their time on possessing military might. All right. And one of the main things is gaining nuclear access, nuclear capabilities. So they got up their military might. They got hypersonic missiles, which can barely be shot down. They're moving at such a high speed. I'm talking about Iran. They have hypersonic missiles, and they just said not too long ago that they're going to now enrich their uranium up to 90%. Now, 90% is the spot that you need to hit to create nuclear weapons. So they didn't have to say, well, you know what, since you want to bomb us and since this whole thing is going on, we're going to create nukes. They just had to say that we just going to start enriching this uranium to 90%. All right. And now the war, it's on like popcorn again. Now you have Trump coming out and saying, hey, if you don't get your act together, there'll be nothing left. He's referring to dropping a nuke. And we know that World War III will get nuclear. Okay? It will get nuclear. First, it'll start out conventional. Boots going to have to be on ground. Okay? Boots will have to be on. Let's get Joel 2 and 20. Just prove what I'm saying. But I will remove far off from you the northern army. That northern army is talking about America. North America, right? Where is he going to move North America? And will drive him into a land barren and desolate. This land is talking about Saudi Arabia. Barren and desolate. It barely has any vegetation. It's like 80% desert. All right? This is that land. With his face toward the EC. That EC is the Euphrates leading into the Persian Gulf. And let's not forget, right beyond that Persian Gulf lies Iran, right? That's where the focus is on. That's why his face is toward there. Now, where's his hinder part? All right? And his hinder part toward the utmost sea, that is the Red Sea. All right? And it's funny, the Canal of Suez is in the Red Sea, and the Houthis shut that down, and that's responsible of 12% of the crude. I ain't talking about that either, because that was one of the ways they tried to get around the Straits of Hormuz. But then the Houthis said, no, And the Houthis are a proxy of Iran. All right. So what's going to happen there when the Lord drives them into that land that's barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea and his hinder part toward the utmost sea? What's going to happen? And his stink shall come up. He's going to get slaughtered. So when they go over there and they put boots on the ground and try to do they're going to get slaughtered over there. I'm not going to say that America's going to just downright lose, but it's almost going to be like one-sided. All right? And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. It's right. All right, this is why you have people calling this Vietnam 2.0. And if you know about Vietnam, America lost that. I'm not saying that they didn't have victories and all of that over there, but ultimately they didn't get their objective off. Why? You had the whole Vietnamese, all the Vietnamese were running out of their houses with pots and pans and attacking the soldiers. Everybody was kicking up against the Americans. And in this case, you have Iran doing the same thing. They have people of the IRGC getting on TV and showing everybody how to use an AK-47, teaching the whole population that. And they're preparing their population, their civilians, for a ground invasion. All right, now, you see what Joel 2:20 said, right? Well, anyway, let's get back into this.
There was a really interesting moment that kind of went viral and turned into a meme of sorts, where Esmail Baghai, the Iranian foreign ministry spokesman, was asked at a press briefing yesterday, the United States is a superpower, and why isn't Iran capitulating to these demands? And he said, we're also a superpower.
Let the weak say, I am strong. You are going to witness. All right, prophecy jumps straight off of the page. The weak have said that they are strong. So
السلام علیکم جناب. علیکم السلام. آمریکا یک ابرقدرت است. شما چه ابزاری و پشتوانی دارید برای مقابله با آن دارید؟ چرا عقب نشینی نمی کنید یا کوتاه نمی آیید؟ ما هم ابرقدرتیم.
مهر. I think that what the American public is being treated to right now is that
چرا عقب نشینی نمی کنید یا کوتاه نمی آیید؟
ما هم ابرقدرتیم. مهر.
Hey, is this not prophecy jumping off of the page? You see, Iran ain't playing. We also a superpower. Next. Damn.
I think that what the American public is being treated to right now is that this was portrayed as a slam dunk in many ways, and that the cartoonized version of Iran, the idea that it just exists around a cult of personality, was false from the beginning, and those who actually knew were not the featured voices in the narrative. And that's easy when you have Trump, because he's so cartoonishly, buffoonishly villainous in some ways, and he lies repeatedly. But that's been a pattern that extends through both Democratic and Republican administrations, and it's a broader media tone. Whatever else is true, Iran has shown that it has very serious institutions that can withstand even the wiping out of the top leadership of almost every aspect of that system and keep going and fight the United States to what is effectively a standstill.
Well, it's because their religion is almost tied in like it's like a way of life to them, that Islam shit. So yeah, you have a bunch of people that want to take their spots as their religious their positions. Like, it's positions there that when one dies, since it's thousands of people that want that position as well, or that will take the position, it's easy to fill those positions back up. So you can wipe out a leader, one will come in his place. I'm talking about very soon.
Remarkable moment in history that we're living in. And those who refuse to kind of learn the lessons from this are doomed to continue to jeopardize American standing in the world and American security ultimately at the end of the day. Not to mention just that we're a country that appears to much of the world to be a completely rogue, systematic committer of war crimes.
Hey, that's right. Esau's being exposed, man. All right. But anyway, I hope this was edifying. I hope you can take something from this. And with that, say shalom.